Hi guys, it's Leandra. Today I'm going to be talking about the books that I wish were adaptations. I'm going to be talking about my top 5 book series that I wish were adaptations. For the purpose of choosing 5 book series that I wish were adaptations, I am only going to be choosing books that, first of all, have not gotten an adaptation of any kind yet. And second of all, if they did get an adaptation, that it wasn't aired anywhere. And third of all, they are book series of which I have read each and every book. So before we get into my top 5 book series that I wish were adapted into a TV show or a movie, I am going to be talking about 2 honorable mentions because there is just no way that I was going to make this video without mentioning these 2 book series. Now, if you know me at all, you will know that I love the Vampire Academy series by Richelle Mead. And I really wish that this book series would get a new adaptation, that it would be picked up by either a TV show distributor or a movie distributor and be turned into an adaptation again. For those of you who don't know, the Vampire Academy movie, which came out in 2014 starring Zoe Deutsch, completely flopped at the theaters. It wasn't a bad movie. I don't hate the Vampire Academy movie. I don't think that it was great. I don't hate it. I have a very sentimental / emotional connection with the movie just because of how hyped I was for it and because I really saw just the development of the movie unfold before my very eyes. And of course, I'm going to love anything that is Vampire Academy related, but it was not presented well at all. It was basically advertised as a spoof, as a parody, as a cliche teenage high school movie, as a comedy, which absolutely does not represent the tone and theme of this book series. Now, of course, you could say, well, okay, the first book and the second book is quite high schoolish, which I will admit. However, this book has so much more potential than that. It has so many dark themes that it explores. It has a lot of great relationships that it explores. And overall, I think that the world building in this book is absolutely phenomenal. It is my favorite book series for a reason, and that's why I really hope that eventually it will get another shot at an adaptation. And the second book / book series that I'm going to be talking about as an honorable mention is Red Rising by Pierce Brown. Now, the reason why I can't include this in my top 5 adaptations is because I haven't actually read further than Red Rising. However, I absolutely loved this first book. I think that there would be so much potential for it visually because it has this awesome mixture of like Game of Thrones style 2 sort of parties fighting each other. There's warfare. It's very Hunger Game-esque. I can imagine that this arena that would be built up for this book would just look absolutely phenomenal, and obviously because it's a sci-fi movie, I think that it would do really well in the theaters right now because I feel like sci-fi is just such a very popular genre of movies and TV shows today, and I really enjoyed this first book, and I think that it would look amazing visually. So now that we've talked about my honorable mentions, let's get into the top 5 book series I wish were adaptations, and we're gonna be counting down from 5 to 1. Yeah, let's go. The 5th book series that I wish would be turned into an adaptation actually already got an adaptation, which actually never aired, and that is the Selection series by Kiera. I am absolutely trashed for this series. I know that it has a lot of mixed reviews, a lot of people like it, a lot of people hate it. However, I feel like at the end of the day, we can all agree upon the fact that this book series just gives a lot of entertainment, kind of like a soap opera entertainment, which I feel would be so cool with the fact that it's actually like royal themed, if that makes sense. It would be so awesome seeing the selection play out because it's sort of like this mixture between like a dystopian book, but it's also about royals, but it's also kind of about romance. I love the Selection series. I feel like it would be kind of like Gossip Girl, but it would have this underlying tone to it that I just don't feel like, for example, Gossip Girl carried. I feel like it would be so cool to see all of the dresses, all of the makeup, all of the glitz and the glamour play out on screen, especially also the romance and the drama that goes on, and also kind of like the seriousness that the story also carries. I think that this book series would do really well, especially kind of like today with our current interest in royalty, you know, like Meghan Markle and Kate. I feel like the story would be quite relevant today, but would also have a really interesting plot, and I feel like this would play out really well as a TV show. So number 4 of book series that I wish would be turned into adaptation is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I absolutely love this book series. I don't really like Throne of Glass so much. I do really like A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I just feel like this book series would be so awesome as either a TV show or a movie. This whole world of like fairies and magic would just make this amazing supernatural fantasy, almost like on the high fantasy scale. I think it would just be so phenomenal to see this play out on screen. I think that the characters in the book series are already quite mature. A lot of mature themes are handled, and Sarah J. Maas does not shy away from steamy romance scenes, which I think would also be really nice to see play out. I mean, not like super explicitly, but you know what I mean. So yes, I think A Court of Thorns and Roses would be really great as a TV show. If I'm not mistaken, I think Throne of Glass is actually picked up as a TV show, so maybe Court of Thorns and Roses will soon follow, who knows. Number 3 on this list is none other than one of my favorite series of all time, which is the House of Night series by PC and Kristin cast. Again, I know there's a lot of controversy about this series. I have a lot of reasons why I like this series, and this series is very close to my heart. I have a very big emotional attachment to this book series, and I also feel like it would play out really awesome as either a TV show or an adaptation. I think it would do better as a TV show just because there are 12 books, and I just don't see it realistically happening that there would be 12 movies. I mean, maybe they would have like 3 books in one movie, but I think that as a TV show it would do really well because it carries some high school drama. It carries a very dark theme of evil and darkness and forbidden love and bloodlust and things like that, which I think we've seen play out quite well in, for example, The Vampire Diaries. And obviously, because vampires are kind of going out of fashion now, I do feel like there is a spot where the House of Night series could slip right in, because I'm sure there are a lot of people who would love to see vampire movies and TV shows still happening. And obviously, because it is one of my favorite series of all time, I would just love to see it play out on screen. I would love to see Zoe. I would love to see her crew. I would love to see the battle between good and evil. I would love to see the magic that goes on there. I would love to see the actual House of Night school and the world building, and it would just be so phenomenal. And I really hope that this book series will eventually get picked up for a movie or a TV show. And number 2 on this list is the School for Good and Evil series by Salman Chainani. I just absolutely love to sing the praises for this book on my channel. This book series, I know it's quite popular, but I feel like in the booktube community, it isn't actually that well read. I think this book series is so well written. What always really takes my breath away or amazes me when I reread the series, because I've reread it like twice already, is that it is a middle grade book series, but it just discovers and explores such heavy and deep and dark themes that you just wouldn't expect would come from a middle grade book series, I suppose. I am kind of on the fence about whether this would be live action or whether it might be even like a cartoon or an animation, because I can imagine it going kind of either way. I don't know whether I'm just being influenced by this picture on the cover. I also think that this would do a lot better as a movie. I think this is really awesome. It has this kind of Once Upon a Time sort of feeling to it, but a lot of darker undertones, but also starring kids. It's kind of like this mixture between Once Upon a Time and Harry Potter, although this is nothing like Harry Potter. Like, it's awesome in its own way. I absolutely love Agatha and Sophie. I love their relationship and their friendship, and I love the complexities of the relationship, and I love this complexity that Salman Chainani has created in the series. He very much explores this theme of what is good, what is evil, like what does that even mean? Can one person even be fully evil or fully good? All of these topics are just super interesting, and I would love to see them explored on the big screen or as a TV show, I suppose, but I still think it would be really great as a movie. So yes, I would absolutely love for the School for Good and Evil to be picked up. And if you guys have not guessed it already, I'm sure you guys might know what my number 1 book series is that I wish we turned into an adaptation, but that is none other than the Lunar Chronicles series by Marissa Meyer. Don't even know where to start with this book series, but this is probably the book series, like after Vampire Academy, which I would just die Like, I would just die to see this as a movie or a TV show. I think it would actually do better as a movie. Where do I even start? First of all, it's futuristic, which is again super relevant for this time. Second of all, it has so many sci-fi elements, which is just so cool, including the fact that the moon has been colonized by the Lunars, and I just love how it ties in this fairy tale retelling into these series. I love how it has strong female characters. I love how the story is just so gripping and interesting, and I just really want this book series to be turned into a movie. I don't even know what else to say except that I just really want this book series to be picked up as a movie, but I feel like the cinematography would just be phenomenal. Like the fact, like how they could film this, how they could make this movie, the themes that it explores, especially like kind of like it being relevant to today's world, you know, overthrowing governments, rebelling against like really bad authorities, sci-fi, the future, plagues breaking out, you know, like working together, love, romance, betrayal, like it just has everything, and I would just fucking love this series to be turned into a movie. Alright, so that was it for my top 5 book series that I wish would be adaptations. I would absolutely love to know your opinion. Do you agree with the book series that I really want to be turned into adaptations? Do you have your own that you would like to add? And also, please let me know down in the comments if there are any sort of updates or things that I maybe haven't heard about, like for example, the Court of Thorns and Roses series being turned into a movie or a TV show. I have heard some whisperings about Throne of Glass, but I'm not sure whether that's actually going to happen or not, or whether they've actually decided to go with the Court of Thorns and Roses or something like that. So just let me know down below if you have any kind of information, or whether you agree or disagree with the book series that I named today. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I bring videos out every Wednesday. I hope that you guys are having a great day, evening, or night, wherever you are, and I will see you guys soon with another video. Bye!